Here we are at Unit 9, Lesson 1. In this lesson, we're just going to learn the primary chords in the key of C. You already know the C chord and the G chord, so I'll just go ahead and demonstrate the two new chords. I'm going to start with the F chord. And the F chord, I consider to be one of the most difficult chords for beginners. However, because you've been doing bar chords, you may find it to not be so bad. But there's something funny about this chord. So basically, we're putting our first finger on the C note on the second string on the first fret, and then we're going to flop it over to simultaneously play the F note on the high E string on the first fret. And then, while we do that, we put our second finger down on the A note on the third string, and then finally our third finger on the F note on the fourth string. Now the tricky part about this, and that F note is on the third fret. The tricky part about this is that in order to get this high F note on the first string to sound, you have to sort of put your finger a little bit funny. Even though in the picture it looks like it should be straight across, perpendicular to the fret, really what we want to do to make this happen is to really angle our first finger and push this, I'm going to put my finger up here so you can see a little better, push this knuckle of your finger inward toward the fretboard. And so you'll notice that this knuckle is kind of popping up, and this seems to be the best approach for most people. And you have to really arch that second finger and that third finger so they don't interfere with the higher strings. A lot of people will just go ahead and play these three fretted notes and let this high E string be kind of muted. And that's technically an F chord, but really, we want to get that high F on top. So keep working on it, and if you're struggling with it, welcome to guitar. Remember, try to get that first finger knuckle to kind of pop up and that other knuckle to kind of invert toward the fretboard. That's my best advice. It looks kind of funny when I play it. Then the other chord is a G7, and you're going to put your first finger on the high F note, second finger on the B note on the low E, on the fifth string on the second fret, and the third finger on the G note on the third fret of the sixth string. And that chord really, really, really wants to go to C. We've talked about that resolution, that 5-7 chord resolves back to 1. So when we're playing a C chord and we go to F, we don't have to move our first finger, we just have to kind of flop it over. And when we go to G7, our fingers from the C chord are kind of just expanding outward. So I'd recommend you do that. And then of course we have G, which we already know. Alright, so practice those 4 chords. Remember to say C is the 1 chord, F is the 4 chord, G is the 5 chord, G7 is the 5-7 chord, and that you understand that that's the key of C. Okay, we will see you at the next lesson.